Have you ever been in a conversation where you just knew the other person wasn't really listening? They were just waiting for their turn to talk. Or maybe, and let's be honest, you've been that person. We've all been there. We live in a world that's so loud, everyone is shouting to be heard, but very few people are actually listening. But what if I told you that mastering the art of listening could fundamentally change your relationships, supercharge your career, and even improve your relationship with yourself? It's not just about hearing words. It's a superpower that's available to every single one of us. Stick around, because today we're going to unlock that power together, and I promise it's a skill that will change everything. So, what exactly is the difference between hearing and listening? Hearing is a passive physical process. It's the sound of traffic outside your window, the hum of the refrigerator. You don't have to do anything for it to happen. Listening, on the other hand, is an active choice. It's a skill that requires focus, intention, and practice. It's about understanding the meaning and emotion behind the words. Think of it like this. Hearing is like scrolling past photos on your phone, while listening is like stopping to look at a beautiful piece of art, noticing the colors, the brushstrokes, the story it tells. Active listening is the highest form of this art. It means you fully concentrated on what is being said, rather than just passively hearing the message of the speaker. It involves giving the other person your undivided attention. Let's break down the first core component of active listening, being fully present. This sounds simple, but in our world of endless distractions, it's incredibly difficult. Being present means putting your phone away, not just turning it face down on the table, but putting it completely out of sight. It means closing the other tabs on your computer, turning off the TV, and making genuine eye contact. This signals to the other person, you are my priority right now. You are more important than any notification. I remember a time when a friend was going through a tough breakup. They came to me, clearly upset. My first instinct was to jump in with advice. You should do this. You're better off without them. Let's go out and forget about it. But I stopped myself. Instead, I just sat there, looked them in the eye, and listened. I didn't interrupt. I just let them talk, cry, and get it all out. After a while, they looked at me and said, "Thank you. I just needed someone to hear me." I barely said a word, but by being fully present, I gave them exactly what they needed. That's the power of presence. It builds a foundation of trust and respect that words alone can't create. Try it this week. In one conversation, commit to being 100% present. You'll be amazed at the difference it makes. The second pillar of effective listening is understanding, not just responding. Our brains are wired to problem solve. When someone shares an issue, our immediate reaction is often to find a solution. But here's a secret. Most of the time, people don't want a solution. They want to feel understood. They want to know that their feelings are valid. So, how do we show we're trying to understand? We use a powerful technique called reflective listening. This is where you paraphrase what the other person said back to them. It sounds like this. So, if I'm understanding you correctly, you feeling really frustrated with your boss because you feel like your hard work isn't being recognized. Is that right? This does two incredible things. First, it confirms you were actually listening and trying to get it right. Second, it gives the other person a chance to clarify or elaborate. Maybe they'll say, "Yes, exactly." And it's also that ... or well, not frustrated, more ... disappointed. You're not just a passive receiver. You're an active partner in the conversation, helping them explore their own thoughts and feelings. This is a game changer in work situations. Imagine a meeting where your team feels truly heard. Instead of defending their own ideas, everyone works together, building on each other's points. Productivity and morale skyrocket. Why? Because understanding comes before action. The third, and perhaps most subtle aspect of masterful listening is paying attention to non-verbal cues. Communication experts say that the vast majority of our communication is non-verbal. It's the tone of voice, the body language, the facial expressions. Someone might say, "I'm fine," but their slumped shoulders, downcast eyes, and flat tone tell a completely different story. A true listener hears the words, but also sees the story behind them. I once had a colleague who was always very upbeat and positive. One day, we were in a team meeting and she was presenting her project updates with her usual smile. But I noticed her hands were trembling slightly and she was avoiding eye contact. After the meeting, I pulled her aside and said, "Hey, you seemed a little on edge in there. Everything okay?" Her smile faded, and she admitted she was feeling overwhelmed and was worried she'd miss her deadline. If I had only listened to her positive words, I would have missed her silent call for help. We were able to rearrange a few tasks, and she got the support she needed. Listening to what isn't being said is a profound form of empathy. It shows that you care about the whole person, not just the words coming out of their mouth. It's noticing the pause before an answer, the slight shift in posture, the fleeting look in their eyes. These are the whispers of the heart, and only the best listeners can hear them. So, how do we start practicing this superpower? Let's make it practical. First, start with curiosity. Approach every conversation with a genuine desire to learn something. Instead of thinking, "What am I going to say next?" think, "What can I learn from this person's perspective?" Ask open-ended questions that can't be answered with a simple yes or no. Questions like, "How did that make you feel?" Or "What was that experience like for you?" Or "Tell me more about that." These questions open the door for deeper connection and understanding. Second, embrace silence. This is a tough one. We often feel the need to fill every pause with words. But silence can be incredibly powerful. It gives the other person space to think and feel. It gives you space to process what you've just heard. Don't be afraid of a few seconds of quiet. It's not awkward, it's respectful. It shows that you're not just rushing to the next point. Third, get feedback. Ask a trusted friend or family member, do you feel like I'm a good listener? Or, is there anything I could do to make you feel more heard when we talk? Be open to the response. It might be a little hard to hear, but it's invaluable information for your growth. The art of listening is a journey, not a destination. It's a practice you cultivate every single day, in every single interaction. It's the parent, who puts down their work to listen to their child's story about school. It's the manager who takes the time to understand an employee's concerns. It's the friend who sits in comfortable silence with someone who is hurting. When you give someone the gift of your full, undivided attention, you are telling them, you matter. Your story matters. You are seen. And in a world where so many feel invisible, that is one of the most powerful gifts you can give. It will transform your connections, deepen your empathy, and ultimately change the way you move through the world. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want more content on communication, self-improvement, and building better relationships, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you do not miss our next video. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's one small step you can take this week to become a better listener? Drop your ideas in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.